Just diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. What happens now? If you've been told you have pancreatic cancer, you may be feeling shocked and anxious, and you may have lots of questions. I'm Nicci, and I'm one of the specialist nurses at Pancreatic Cancer UK. This video will explain what happens next and where you can get support.
I thought I better go and see my GP. And then she rang me up 2 days later and said the blood test unfortunately weren't very good, and she'd have to send me for a CT scan, an urgent CT scan. And she had said to me, "Have you got any suspicions what you think it is, Linda?" And I said, "I think it's pancreatic cancer." And she said, "I think you may well be right, but we'll have to wait for the CT results." And that's when you may as well say your whole world starts to change then. Everything changes when you get a diagnosis like that.
Getting a diagnosis. Your doctors will talk to you about what the results of the tests you have had mean and what treatments will be best for you. Your treatment options will depend on whether the cancer has spread and how well you are. Ask them any questions that you have. Your case should be reviewed by a pancreatic multidisciplinary team, called an MDT for short, at a specialist centre. A specialist centre is a hospital where there is a team who specialise in pancreatic cancer. The MDT is the team of health professionals who are responsible for your treatment and care. You may have a specialist nurse, sometimes called a clinical nurse specialist, or CNS for short. They will be your main contact and they will provide expert support, care and advice. Or you may have a patient care coordinator. This is someone who works with the rest of the medical team to coordinate your care. They may only be available in some hospitals, or they may be called something different. You might not meet everyone in the MDT, but your consultant or nurse should tell you what the MDT recommend.
The surgeon was very good. He answered everything we could think of at the time, but we spoke to him, the lead nurse after him, and the dietitian after her. So we were in there for 3 hours, and it was an awful lot to take in. You know, we came out of the hospital thinking, blimey, you know, there's so much going on in here. But then I was given all the phone numbers for the clinic I was under at the hospital, and I could phone them up anytime.
Getting a second opinion. If you have any concerns about your diagnosis or treatment options, you could ask for a second opinion from a different medical team if you want one. You can ask your hospital doctor or your GP to refer you. Don't delay your treatment while you get a second opinion, as it can take several weeks. Keep in mind that the second team's opinion may not be any different. We have more information about this at pancreaticcancer.org.uk/second opinion. Coping with a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. Being told you have pancreatic cancer can feel devastating. It's normal to have questions or worries about your diagnosis. Getting support can help.
My family and friends have been really, really supportive, really helped me, because it is really good to talk to people about it. My dog has been great, because as you know, with a dog, the tail always wags. So however you're feeling, the tail wags. My advice is just lean on the people who are closest to you and who are prepared to listen to you. And if you've got a dog, lean on the dog.
Talk to your nurse and medical team about how you feel. They can help you and refer you for more support. Make sure you ask them any questions that you have, like, what do the test results mean? What are my treatment options? What happens next? How can my symptoms be managed? You might find it helpful to speak to us on our support line. We are all specialist nurses and we can provide emotional support, talk you through what happens next and answer any questions that you have.
Please reach out to Pancreatic Cancer UK. The nurses there always have the time for you. They will answer any questions that you have. They are just so, I cannot praise them highly enough. They're just so supportive, so encouraging and so compassionate.
Contact our free support line on 0808 801 0707 or email nurse@pancreaticcancer.org.uk. You can also find us online at pancreaticcancer.org.uk.